should be set,
Hello,
assuming...
hello, My Little Ponies and my little employees.
Hey, Claire,
We'll work on
we
it.
have 2 supermarket points.
Oh, geez, what should we
Shall we
spend it on?
discount our electrical consumption? Ow.
Sure, let's do that. Open up the store
Oh,
and
Claire, did you
set...
know to open the packaging department?
Yes.
Did you?
Let's set a nice, juicy sale on consoles. Well... Yeah,
I asked if I went in and turned it on, but I, of course, can't put on the other switch.
Yeah. I put on the other switch. I put on the other switch. Yes. Yes, I put on the other switch. Putting stuff on big sales, like, oh, hey, put an item on a big sale, it will sell so much more, is actually bad for stores to do. Because after seeing that a product was on a big sale, people aren't going to want to buy it at full price, because they'll just be like, well, I'll just wait for a sale. And it's like, I have that same attitude towards, like, Steam games. Like, why should I buy the game at full price? It's going on sale eventually. Except for, like, I think Factorio, which is apparently never going to be on sale.
Well, when it comes to, like, stores and stuff, the thing to do is to put stuff on sale that you don't really care about, but then also, like, you know, display it next to something that is either not on sale or is on a much lower sale that you do want to sell more of.
Yeah, you put stuff on sale that you don't care if people never buy it again. So already not buying it.
Exactly.
Hello?
The other time to put, like, a big sale on something is if you're... What the...
Is if it's clearance and you're out of the product.
Well, rather if you have way too many of them.
The Grand bought too many fries sale?
Yes. I mean, we do have a freezer rather, filled with only fries. We could run a Grant bought too many fries sale.
Oh, let's do it.
For a second, I was very confused as to why we were getting a bunch of small
Purchases?
sales. Oh, right, yeah, that's just the...
Yeah, because someone tried to shoplift us and our worker was... Yes.
That would be why.
So, I find that an issue with games like this, and I guess idle games in particular also have the issue, but maybe it's less of an issue of idle games, of like capitalism games where you just make a whole bunch of money and that's the entire game, is that you don't really have anything to spend the money on. Like, what, we can't buy more space. We could buy more shelves and whatnot, but we don't need to, really. We only have space for so much of it. The only real thing that we could spend money on is what? We could spend 10 grand on more vehicles? But those vehicles aren't even very good. Or we could, like, you know, paint the ceiling. But, like, that's it. It's not like we're going to be redecorating constantly.
Yeah.
We have a fair decent decoration going on now. We don't have to keep repainting the floors and the walls and stuff. So we really don't have much of anything to spend money on other than buying more products to sell. And, like, that's it.
Yep. It'd be nice if we could use the money to buy me the DLC. So I could be a cool kid with in-game currency. See, that's the thing. Like, when it's stuff like that, you know, I just feel like...
Club. Yeah,
I don't know, I
have an issue when there's DLC that...
Okay, never mind.
I mean, I have an issue when there's DLC of stuff that's available in the base game itself. Like, I think Dragon's Dogma 2 did that, where you could pay, like, $1 and get, like, a revival item. A singular revival item or something, like... But you could also pay, like, 5,000 gold for a
Attention
revival item.
players, stop talking about Magic the Gathering.
I am not!
About time you noticed that.
Wait, has that been... You didn't just set that for today?
I did just say today. I thought you would have checked the thing.
No, I did not. Don't normally check it.
Anyways,
Now, if you had absolutely masterminded and said, stop talking about Dragon's Dogma 2, I would have been astonished.
yeah,
I don't talk
maybe
about that
good
so
that you would
much.
have been talking about Magic the Gathering because the fact that, you know, that was your plans and then it got canceled.
Oh, you want me to start talking about Magic the Gathering? Okay.
No,
Yeah, I was supposed to...
no, I do not. Do not hear the announcement.
What announcement? There's no announcement.
Anyways,
Yeah, I was supposed to teach someone how to play Magic the Gathering today, but she's not feeling well, so... But she should be up and good for a D&D tomorrow, but... Yeah.
I mean, here's my thought when it comes to, you know, DLC. Well, first of all, the idea of like microtransactions to get a consumable, especially one that you can actually get in the game, is just like,
Yeah.
why? Like that is just like, no.
That's just using
Like,
your
if
wallet
I'm paying
to get...
money for something, it should be something that stays forever.
Like, Dragon's Dogma 2 has these warp stones, so you can teleport back to, like, any, you know, waystone that you have been to. Like, you see a waystone, you can touch it, and then you can buy, like, a warp stone to teleport to any waystone you've been to. And in one of the DLCs, you can buy a warp stone. A single-use warp stone, like the ones you can buy in the game. But if it was like, pay $5, get an infinite use warp stone that you can just, you know, warp to any waystone you've been to, and you can just... Like, not a consumable, an infinite use item, an infinite use version of a consumable, that would be different.
Yeah, that would make sense. But like, here's like the idle game that I've been playing. The only time I've like actually spent money on it was some, you know, bundle pack, whatever, specifically for the ability to access like the account storage rather than just by character, but access it anywhere, not just in places that have like the account storage chest. Although, funnily enough, it seems that areas that have the account storage chest can't use that ability. You have to use the actual the chest in the room. Well, actually, specifically at all of the dungeon entrance rooms, which is weird, but I wonder if that's just an oversight that wasn't taken into account when the pack was released. But
Probably.
like, that's the thing.
They
because
probably
it's
have a setting somewhere in the code that's like, oh, this is a storage room and this is not a storage room. Sort of thing.
Anyways,
Make
yeah,
it
because it's
simple.
like it's a permanent upgrade, and it is a very useful one. Like, yes, that makes sense for paying, you know, real world money for. I mean, technically, I think it should be something that you could unlock in the game. However, for all I know, maybe it is. Because the idea of, like, DLC to buy something to access, like, a permanent upgrade early, or a permanent feature, or, like, infinite reasonable thing, like, earlier than you normally would, yeah, I can absolutely understand that. In fact, actually, that makes more sense to me than locking that feature entirely behind a paywall.
Speaking of paywalls in games, I was playing a Dragon's Age game once. You know, walking around, I go to this area, I find a guy, he has a quest for me. I go, talk to him, blah blah blah, it's like, oh, please, you know, save my family's heirloom that was taken by bandits, or whatever. Please, I need it back.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Time is of the essence. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't actually do this quest for me unless you buy the $7 DLC. Pay the
that'll
company
be-
an extra $7 to do this quest and save my heirloom. Please, I'm counting on you to pay the company $7.
Yeah, let me just say I am glad that I got the Ultimate Edition that has all of the DLC included. Though I'm a little less excited about the fact that I'm pretty sure I paid for the Ultimate Edition 3 separate times. Because I had it like on like my, was it Origin or EA, you know, account, whatever. And then I kind of forgot that I had that account. And it's just like, wait, where's my thing? Right, I also have a physical copy of the game. I have a physical copy of the game. I have a digital copy on an Origin account. I have another digital copy on a different EA account that I made after the fact. And, like... And now I do have access to the other account, but I think the only thing I have on that account is Dragon's Age Origins. Dragon Age Origins, So Dragon's Dogma was stuck in my head. But yeah, like, here's the thing. You're not the first person to make that comment. I'm pretty sure there's some webcomic, heck, it might have been Control Alt Delete, now that I think about it.
Probably.
Where it's just like,
That
yeah, please don't save my family home. Yeah, please insert 7 real-world dollars, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've bought Oblivion like 4 separate times. So, the Xbox 360 had this interesting feature that was advertised for it, where you could either put the console flat, like previous consoles, or put it up on its side and have it just be like a standing up console, like the Nintendo Wii. However, what they don't say is that if there's a disc inside the disc tray at the time, the game will become scratched and certain data will just become unusable. Which happened to my Halo 3 disc and made most of the main campaign unplayable. Literally cannot load. And I still use that disc for years because I only basically played like the main, I barely even wanted to play the main campaign anyway. But also it happened to my BioShock disc and like totally broke it. Couldn't play it, didn't work. So, well, I really wanted to keep playing BioShock despite being terrified of the game. So I went to the game store and bought a new copy of BioShock. But it wasn't just BioShock, it was like a 2-disc thing. So it had BioShock and also Oblivion. And I never heard of Oblivion at the time, but it's like, well, it's the same price as just buying BioShock. And this doesn't look so bad. So, sure, 2 games for the price of the 1 game I actually wanted. Played BioShock, blah, blah, and eventually it's like, you know what, I have this Oblivion game, I might as well play it. Played it, really enjoyed it. I feel like that disc also got scratched and stopped working, so I had to buy another copy for the Xbox. And I also eventually bought the big DLCs, I think. At least I bought the Wizard's Tower and the Forgotten Isles. The Shivering Isles?
Shivering Isles.
The Shivering Isles.
I don't
know if I bought Knights of the Nine. But I also bought the game for PS3 because that was Game of the Year, and that had, I think that had all the DLCs. It had Knights of the Nine at least.
Yes, it had the whole thing.
But then I heard that the computer version is better because like mods and stuff, and you can access the console and do all sorts of stuff. So I also bought it for the computer.
Yep.
So when, you know, years passed and I got a computer that didn't have a disk drive, because I bought the physical disc for the game, I had torrented Oblivion, and then, like, my mom got an email about, like, oh, someone's, like, pirating stuff. So I took a picture of, like, that email with my physical computer copy of Oblivion, just to be like, hey, I have paid for the game. I'm just using a computer that doesn't have a disk drive. So this is my only way to really play it without, you know, downloading it off of some website. Because I wasn't using Steam at the time, I think.
Yeah.
Never really heard anything back from that. I think it was just a scare email, whatever.
Honestly, scare / scam, most likely. Best option would have been to not respond.
I don't think we actually responded, but we took the picture. Just in case stuff escalated.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I bought Oblivion either 3 or 4 times. So when the remastered edition came out, and it's like, hey, you want to buy Oblivion a 5th time? I'm like, no. I've bought Oblivion enough times. I played a lot of Oblivion. I feel like I know the game pretty well. I definitely know Oblivion better than I know Skyrim.
I mean, I like to think that I know Oblivion and Skyrim and Morrowind all pretty well. I will admit, I'm pretty sure I never completed the Shivering Isles DLC. Actually, here's the thing. I'm not 100% certain I ever actually finished the plot of the main game because I kept doing side quests. Which also might have been part of why I didn't go and do the Shivering Isles DLC, because I knew, oh, that's an extra story thing, and it's just like, you know what? No, I want to do the side quest stuff first.
So what I'm hearing is that when we get together, you gotta play some Oblivion so I can record it. Or we can try to use one of those play Oblivion together mods, so we can both play Oblivion cooperatively. They probably
I
work
am
half
extremely
decent by now.
hesitant to both of those.
Oh, you don't like the idea? You don't want to play together?
The thing for me is games that weren't designed to be co-op. Co-op mods kind of aren't the greatest. Now, if a game like with Portal 2, where again half the campaign is a co-op one, it becomes weird, you know, being able to have multiple people in like the main campaign. But at least, you know,
it's in the
at least
engine
the engine
already.
is supports it, and it actually, you know, can work as intended. You're just 2 players in sections meant for 1, but that's fine. When it's a game that, you know, isn't supposed to have multiple players, that's where it feels weird to me. But also, I mean, it has been a long time since I've played Oblivion, and the other reason I don't really like doing, you know, co-op stuff, especially for like an RPG sort of thing. I mean, we have established my playstyle for any of those sorts of things is different than yours. Like, at least with something like this, we can basically sort of split up the tasks. And, you know, just do what we feel like. And we have the money, so it doesn't matter if one of us really overspends anymore.
We sold a lot of consoles today.
Indeed. Okay, I may have overbought one of the types of seeds because... Oh, I didn't even realize we were in end of day. Jesus. I just come out of the product ordering screen and just like, hey, wait a minute. Why is time moving fast? Hi. Can I help you?
Yes.
Claire?
What's up?
What you doing?
Relaxing. Beyblade,
Okay,
better
you know
whip!
what? You know what? You know, when time slows down, you know, you go ahead and do the next phase of reordering product, I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Alright, so... yeah, playing Oblivion was fun, but, like... I don't know, maybe I'll play it again sometime, maybe I don't. It's in, like, a similar vein to, like, Cyberpunk. Like, I feel like I've done plenty in Cyberpunk, but there's, like, still more to see. Like, I'm not sure if there's much more in Oblivion that I still have yet to see. Like, I'm pretty sure... I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure I've done, like, every quest at some point or another. I did the entire Thieves Guild, I did the entire Dark Brotherhood, I'm pretty sure... I've definitely done the Mages quest line a few times. I've even broken into the Mages Guild to, it was either to enchant some weapons or to make some custom spells before I was allowed to. Use that old paintbrush glitch. Is the paintbrush glitch in the remastered? Like, I feel like that they would have kept it in, but I have no idea. What's really funny is that if you are dedicated enough, you can get most of your skills up to level 100 in the tutorial. In the original 1.0 version, you could duplicate items by using a bow and arrows. Something about, you know, using the bow, trying to fire an arrow, and then swapping for, like, an item. And then you have however many arrows you have, you drop that many of the item. It was something like that. So since you could pick up extra stuff like lockpicks, you could say, make infinite lockpicks, and then go to a locked chest. I think there's a few in the tutorial. Keep failing on purpose, and every time you fail, you get a little bit of XP. With infinite lockpicks, you could just keep trying, keep failing specifically, and then get all the way up to level 100 lockpicking. It would take for bloody ever. But I feel like you could. Sneak, yep, you could absolutely just keep leveling up Sneak. All of the spells you only get just by casting them, so you could cast them and get experience from there. Acrobatics, athletics, you can get both of those. What are the other skills from Oblivion anyway? We're still at high speed, so I'm still mostly waiting for that to go through. Blade, blunt, hand to hand. You could absolutely level those up by using Conjuration, because you get like a Conjure Skeleton spell. If you go into Conjuration, summon basic skeleton, and use a blade or blunt or your fists, and just keep killing it over and over again, and you do level up, and you can keep conjuring infinitely because your mana will regenerate. Armorer. Attack the skeleton, it'll start attacking you. Replicate infinite repair hammers, and just keep repairing your gear infinitely. Block, similar thing, heavy armor. There's light armor in here as well. All of that, just conjure stuff and fight it. Athletics, acrobatics, same, you know, just run around, jump around and stuff. Security, as I mentioned, but that's the lockpicking one. Sneak. I mean, there are enemies around. You can sneak around them. I think at one point there's just, like, NPCs that just stand in one place and don't look around, so you could just sneak behind them as well. Marksman. Same thing as the other fighting skills. Summon a skeleton and shoot it. Mercantile, I don't think so. Speechcraft, yes, you can keep doing the Speechcraft minigame with someone. I don't think you can level up Mercantile. I don't think you can buy anything from any of the people. Illusion, Conjuration, Mysticism, Alteration, Destruction, Restoration. If you go into those categories, if you build your character to use those spell schools, then you get a basic spell of each of the schools. So you could absolutely level up on those. Oh my gosh, where's my voice going? But yeah, and then there's alchemy, and I think you can find a mortar and pestle, and you can find some basic ingredients that you could alchemy together. So again, duplicate those and you can level up alchemy. So yeah, you could level up every skill other than Mercantile to level 100 before leaving the tutorial. Which means that you could level up a whole bunch of times afterwards if you set those all to class skills and level them up. But since in Oblivion, it is for the most part better to not level up, you could also just simply not level up. You could... Can you do that with the... I don't know if you can do it with the spell stuff, because you get... You get a restoration and a destruction spell no matter what. You get the basic heal, which, if you try to take that out of your inventory, can cause issues down the line. And you get a basic, like, firebolt spell for destruction, so you don't have to have those as class skills, but I think the rest you might need to. And of course, skills can be increased, like, with the console, you can increase them to 255, however, most skills have no benefit being raised above 100. If they could, then the spellcasting skills, because spellcasting skills give a discount on casting spells, if you get them up to, it was either level 120 or level 130, then spells of their class would then be free, but it caps at 100, so even if you do manage to reach level 130, it'll act as if you only level 100. Yeah, the only skills that actually matter above 100 are acrobatics, athletics, and speechcraft. Acrobatics and athletics can see a difference all the way up to 255, which, gosh, when Oblivion was popular, so many people kept making the, oh, wait, can you, modify your athletics and acrobatics and jump all across the continent? Well, across the entire country, across the entire game map in just one go? Oh, no, you can't. You can't even get nearly close. Because it doesn't matter that you modify it up to 1,000,000, it still only counts as 255. But, yeah, it felt like YouTube was flooded with those little, like, 4-minute videos of just, like, standing on Suicider's Peak or whatever that. It's like, is it so you could make a spell that drains your own skill by as much as 100, but then you can't really like just level it up yourself. But what you can do is get a spell. Let's say athletics, because that's your run speed. Let's say you want a lot of athletics to really run around the world super fast. Well, you so you can get a self-drain athletics for like 1 second spell. Drain it for 100 points for 1 second. Find an athletics trainer. Drain your athletics down to 0. And then have them train you back all the way up to 100. then when the spell wears off, in 1 second, because you're in a speech menu, time doesn't pass. It takes a lot of gold, but then you'll be up to 200 athletics. But that's not necessarily quite enough for everyone, if the max is 255, but there's one mission in the Shivering Isles that you can go into, and during the mission you get an item in your inventory that starts reducing various stats, or I think all of your stats, by I think it's as much as 20? Ow. Sorry. Stuff. Things happening. Ouch. I think it's like 20. So you can take that, leave Shivering Isles, find the master level athletics teacher, bring your athletics down to 80. So then, after you finish the quest, your athletics can be as high as, I think it's like 220. And then I guess the only real way to increase it more would be to start using cheats. You can either just use a console command and just set it, or if you want to do things the hard way, you can do all of this. Yeah, I think you could do all this with like a class that has like no bonus to athletics, so just starting at 5, and then change to a class that does give a boost to athletics and start with as much as 40, but you can't really change your class after the tutorial, so you'd have to cheat anyway. Or, go out of bounds and break back into the tutorial, but that might cause serious issues. Basically everything that you can do in Oblivion can cause serious issues and could crash or freeze or soft lock the game. Hey. games that punish you for making early mistakes. One of them was Oblivion. Wait, you can soft lock Ocarina of Time? Okay, so that wasn't what I was looking for or anything. But it's still interesting to find out about. So, you know, that's neat. Well, I play a lot of Ocarina of Time. Oh. Okay, this is a funny soft lock. In Oblivion, as you play through the main game, more and more Oblivion gates start to show up. Like, I think when you first start the game, there's, like, only one. The one outside of Kvatch. You know, as, like, a tutorial for Oblivion gates that you have to complete as part of the main story. But then as you play through, more and more gates pop up. And it's something like there are 90 toll gates will appear, but there's like 100 different places for them. So not every place marked for an Oblivion gate will appear. However, one such place that's marked for an Oblivion gate is positioned in such that just a random house with like nothing important in it. There's no quests that lead to it. There's like, if you only follow quest markers and do fast travels and never explore, you'd likely never even find the house. There's nothing important to it. Unless, of course, you decide to put stuff in there that's important, and then the house gets deleted. So it's like, you can't put quest items down. You can't drop them out of your inventory unless you're specifically using them for the quest. I have a save on Oblivion that just has a lot of junk quest item arrows, because at one particular moment when I wanted to, you have to use the arrow to just make a specific shot, and I didn't want to have to keep crossing across the room to pick up the arrow when I failed, so I duped it, picked up a bunch, and then made it on the first shot anyway. Yeah. Right. So, during one quest, you're supposed to have two crucial, main plot crucial NPCs following you. Someone decided to leave them in this random house, just indefinitely, and eventually, Oblivion Gate spawned, deleting the house, and without console commands, you can't get back in to now save the NPCs that were in there. There's console commands to teleport, like, everywhere in the game, so if you had the right console command, you could teleport into that ruined house after it got destroyed, because it's not actually destroyed, it was just deleted. I don't know where you'd go if you, like, went out the front door, but yeah. I'm sure it's fine. Actually really looking to find a good Halo 3 group to play Halo 3 custom games with. Gosh, those were fun. Recording or not recording. Still fun. Gosh, so it's been gone like forever. I've been trying to fill the time while she's been gone. So, is it just this? Can I just... Yeah, let's just... set the employees. Back to loadout 1. End the day. Everything's fine. End of day 99.
Hello, million meows.
Whee! Yeah, the Shivering Isles is fun, but it's really... And, like, the Shivering Isles missions generally try to, like, match to your level. Everything in Oblivion tries to match to your level. Tries to. So just power leveling up and getting to as high a level as possible, it makes all the enemies so much more difficult to fight, but you get better quest rewards. In some cases, the quest rewards like, oh, you get a bit more gold, which is like, whatever. Sometimes it's like, oh, well, instead of getting leather armor, you get, like, Daedric armor. Stuff. I think there's a few specific things, like, oh, you get, like, specially enchanted stuff, or whatever, so it's like, actually, you can't get it, because you get, like, this special, you know, oh, Vorgroth's armor, or whatever. And so if you had played through on level 1, you get like, oh yeah, Vorgroth's armor. It's just basic leather armor. But if you play through at like level 40, it's like, oh yeah. Whatever. Enchanted Daedric armor. I
Hello,
mean, if
my
you're
little
willing to
ponies.
abuse a little glitch, you can just make your own Daedric armor that's even better, because it's weightless. Once you get a high enough level in Armorer, so you can repair stuff above 100% effectiveness, just summon a Daedric weapon or armor or whatever, repair it above 100%, and then you can drop it. When the spell wears out, when the spell wears off, the item is still there, and since it was a summon, it's weightless. I feel like there's an extra step in there as well. But then you can, like, take the stuff and you can enchant it and reverse pickpocket onto people. Because it's weightless, you can reverse pickpocket it. You know, like a poisoned apple. I still want to play a Save of Oblivion, where I play as, like, a villainous character or whatever. Just get a whole bunch of poison apples, put them into the pockets of every guard in town. Because, poison apples are weightless. Reverse pickpocketing is when you go to pickpocket someone, but you can put weightless items into their pockets. And it's useful with stuff like poison apples, because eventually the NPCs need to eat. So if you give them a poisoned apple, they don't know that it's poisoned, and can potentially eat it. It also works if you take all of the food out of an area and just put in a poison apple. They will take food out of the environment to eat, which is really cool. And then they can get poisoned, which deals 1 point of damage per second. And, you know, will kill them eventually. Some NPCs, like guards, they will respawn after a while. And it's not like their body disappears. Like, a new guard spawns in, but, like, using their info or something. So if the previous guard is poisoned, the new one is poisoned. And outside of, like, console commands, there's, like, no way to unpoison someone. So if someone's being poisoned...
They constantly die and respawn?
Yeah. So if you poison, say, all of the guards in a city, the guards will just start dropping dead. I will say, if you do the poison apple trick with certain NPCs that know magic, they will just keep healing themselves forever. And it's kind of funny to see. I want to try an Oblivion challenge run at some point. Can you beat the game after eating a poisoned apple? Like, just console commands, put one into your inventory at the start of the game, eat it, and see if you can just make it through the game, constantly taking 1 damage per second. And in normal Oblivion, there is no way to regenerate health. You can't get something that, like, heals you 1 damage per second. You can regenerate magicka and regenerate stamina, but not health. Unless, of course, you use, like, a mod. Maybe a console command can do it, I'm not so sure about that. What's a really fun thing to do...
do it, a console command can definitely do it.
Pardon?
If a mod can do it, a console command can definitely do it, because otherwise they'd have to literally be programming in a completely new function. If it's already a console command, it's just a matter of applying the console command to, you know, a spell or piece of equipment.
I mean, I don't think that you can use a console command to prevent water damage, but there are mods that can do it.
What do you mean, water damage?
Well, yeah, when you take damage from lava, that counts as water damage. There is no way in, like, the base game to get any sort of resistance or immunity to taking damage from lava, because it doesn't count as fire damage, it counts as water damage. Yeah, Oblivion had, like, a lot of, like, little moments that are, like, pretty clever. Like, if... Like, an alteration teacher requires you... Yeah, the very skilled teachers basically want to know that you're good at using their skill before they can teach you. Before they're willing to teach you. The alteration one wants you to show her that you're good at alteration by joining her underwater and just sitting underwater with her for like 2 minutes. AKA, you'd either have to use the alteration spell water breathing a few times, or else just heal yourself when you start drowning. Which would just be
I'm pretty sure there's literally a piece of equipment with water breathing.
Oh, surely. Yeah, you could also just use that. But if you're an Argonian who natively has water breathing, she just says, "Oh, I see you're one of my peoples. I make the others do a test, but for you, I'll just teach you anyway."
Ah, racism.
Well, because Argonians naturally have water breathing, so you can have an alteration skill of 0 and still pass the test. Because you can just breathe underwater. So the test is pointless. And it's not racism, it's favoritism.
Favoritism based on race. In other words, racism.
I will say there is one quest in the game, and as far as I know, there's only one quest in the entire game that you cannot do if you are playing a certain race.
Oh?
You're probably not gonna like this. But the race in question is the cat. If you're playing as a cat girl, there is one quest you cannot do.
Okay. What quest is that?
I don't remember the name, but essentially, there's an orc who's, like, really, really annoyed that this one Khajiit is always following him around. So he got a dog to try to, like, scare off the Khajiit. But then if you talk to the Khajiit's like, "Oh yeah, I just, you know, happen to walk the same path as that orc. Like, I work close to where he works, I live close to where he lives. I just happened to have the same path as him. But then he got the dog, and oh my gosh, I love dogs. I wonder if he'd let me pet his dog, but every time I try to talk to him, he just gets mad at me for some reason. And so you have to, like, talk to the two of them to, like, sort out the differences and make them understand each other's viewpoints and blah blah blah. But if you're a Khajiit, the guy is so hateful of Khajiits, he won't even tell you about the problem, so you can't even get the quest to start it. Like, Oblivion
do
notably...
you remember where about this goes? Like, where it is in the game?
Oh yeah, I know where it is.
Where is it?
In the Shivering Isles. Which is probably why it doesn't ring a bell to you.
Okay, yep. One guy in the Shivering Isles that is deathly afraid of a Khajiit, but it's a very minor quest.
Yeah.
But yeah, huh.
I think that is the only quest in the game that you cannot get if you're playing a certain race. Shoot.
Well,
Yeah. Speaking back about console commands and stuff, my favorite console command to play around with was one where you could clone your character and have like a copy of the character just like as an NPC. I think I used a mod so I could have anyone be a follower. So I'd make my character, clone them, make my actual character, and then have my second character following the have my first character following the second.
I am pretty sure that the extent of console commands that I use, for the most part, in basically any Bethesda game, boils down to one thing: carrying capacity.
I don't know, I
And
played
then that's
around
it.
with a lot of them.
Because, I mean, I'm the sort of person who, with those sorts of games, if it's not nailed down, it's mine.
Yeah, I never really understood that mentality, especially when it's like, hey, you want this 50-pound item? Its gold value is 0. You want this,
Okay.
you know...
Okay, fair, yeah. Well, that's if the gold value is 0, I mean, unless it's something that actually looks nice, I mean, yeah, obviously I won't take it. And I do, when not limited by, you know, that, like, I always try to go with a sort of ratio of weight to gold value. Which, now that I think about it, is actually a little weird to go with that sort of thing. Because it's like, it's just like, clearly I decided at some point, completely arbitrarily, there is nothing in the game that would specifically make that an ideal, like, make any weight gold ratio an ideal ratio.
Yeah, just carry as much money as you can. But, I mean, in Oblivion and Skyrim, it's possible to get, like, arbitrary amounts of money, so you don't really have to worry about, oh, I need to take all this stuff so I can sell it for, you know, a few symptoms on the pound. It's like, no, I can just do this thing, now I have 5 million septums. So I can just take stuff I think I'll actually use and I don't have to worry about shops anymore.
No, I don't like giving myself money, generally speaking.
Just use an Oblivion dupe glitch on like an expensive
No.
scroll or something.
Like, because that's the thing, because it's never about the money, I just want stuff. And I don't, like, just also buy out shops either, because, quite frankly, shops almost never have something worth getting.
I don't know why, but it's just reminded of a mod that I tried at one point that could make for an interesting gameplay experience. It was like, uh, zombie plague, or whatever. There's like
Day is now
one
over.
like
Please
immortal
finish
zombie
shopping
that
and go home.
spawns like in the Imperial City. If it dies, it just like comes back up again in like a minute. But if it manages to kill anybody, then they turn into a zombie. So it's like it's supposed to make like a full zombie infestation throughout the game. But it's like, I don't know if the zombies can like travel from one area to another. If they can, then that would make for an interesting zombie infestation. But it's like, how much of the game is running that you can't see? Like, if you're not in the Imperial City, will that one zombie just stand there doing nothing? Or will the disease actually spread, because all of that would still be running in the RAM anyway?
Well, I think some of that stuff does still run because I recall trivia about one particular. I think they're supposed to be an Imperial City resident, but their house is set to be like in a town, or town like quite a far ways away. So they try to make the commute every day, but they are most likely to just get killed basically every, because it's just too dangerous on the road. So it's an NPC that a lot of players will never really get to interact with because they're dead by the time you
They'll
could
just die.
first encounter them.
That is kind of a funny thing, like, NPCs will just travel on the roads, but there's, like, the roads are so dangerous, and, like, the gods will say, hey, stay on the roads, it's safer there. I walk down the road 20 feet, fight 3 mountain lions and a pack of bandits.
Yeah, it's not a matter of just staying, on the road. It's a matter of not being between the cities. Okay, hurry up and get out of here, customer. You're preventing us from closing down the store. Come on, walk home. There we go. I'll set the employees to priority 2. Wait a minute. How are you not set to packaging? We got a lot of packages that still need to be done. Why weren't you set to packaging? I assume you're doing the order?
Nope.
No, okay, alright, let me just check through again here. That all looks... This looks fine. Yeah. Oh, that. And that. Getting close on that one, but... Oh, that's one. No, not you. Stop. Stupid thing. Stop changing around on me. I really wish also that there was a way to kind of not buy just total stock or just lowest storage, but like storage plus boxes. Like, that would be helpful.
Oh, God. Well, apparently the Mind Stone has been leaked.
Mind Stone?
The Mind Stone has been leaked. As a textless promo. Textless other than the name, the Mind Stone.
Oh, you're talking about for Magic the Gathering, I assume.
Yeah. So...
Claire, you forget
what?
the announcement.
Yeah.
No, go on.
Good morning, Custom Meows.
Anyways, go on. the Mind Stone.
So,
What about it?
So a while back, they made the Soul Stone, and it's like a rather neat card. Whatever. And there was talk that they would make, you know, all of the Infinity Stones over the course of like a few years. Perhaps with some sort of ability where if you have all of them, you just like win the game or something. So, the big thing about it though is that there's already a magic card called Mind Stone. And so it's like, okay, well, is the Mind Stone just... Is it going to basically just be Mind Stone again? Or is it actually going to be its own unique card called the Mind Stone that's different from, you know, the Mind Stone? So apparently a spoiler got leaked of just the Mind Stone, but there's no text on it to determine, like, to say what its ability is, so it could just be a Mind Stone that just looks really fancy, or it could actually be the Mind Stone actually coming out, but with an ability nobody in the public knows about because it's textless. Except that the Mind Stone doesn't have a mana cost. Normally, Texas cards will still put a mana cost in. So it looks like this one is not just a promo copy of Mind Stone. It looks like it actually is a different card. Unless it's, you know, a promo copy that just doesn't include the mana cost. But still includes, of course, the name, so you can easily tell what card it is.
How's the packaging department going? It's still going. Okay, it looks like a restock is complete, but packaging is still going on, so... Set everyone to manufacturing. Get the last of the manufacturing. Pet the kitty.
Pet the kitty, meow, 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 meow.
It is weird seeing, like, which machines are still active. One of them still has at least 8 in the queue. One has 6 plus the current one, and one has 3. And then the other 3 machines are empty. We might end up actually a little low on the pie ingredient supplies once this set runs out. I know we were running low on chicken. Admittedly, that's also because, you know, chicken comes in boxes of 12.
Yes. Oh, it looks like the Mind Stone leak could actually just be like the cover of the magazine, and not actually like a leak for a card that is going to be spoiled soon. I guess it's happened where a card was like half spoiled, so we got some information but missed out on the rest of it. Like when the Aether Spark first got spoiled, and we didn't know how much it would cost. We just knew that it's going to be a legendary artifact equipment. Planeswalker. Legendary artifact Planeswalker equipment. Which I think that's the first actually like Black Order Planeswalker that is also another card type. Even though Karn is basically a robot, he does not count as being an artifact. Yeah, there are creatures that flip into them, but... I feel like running one game after. Also, that's just a playtest squad. Meow.
Here, where are you?
Just standing around, you know, with the cool kids.
It's a cool.
Meow.
That doesn't seem to be the case.
God, you're dressed just the same as like everyone else. Oh, found you. So trying to actually find you when everyone is running around is a bit of a challenge in and of itself.
Whereas it's easy to find you, well, it's not necessarily easy to find you, especially if you're running around, but at least it's easy to spot you because you have the bunny ear.
Oh, I thought because, you know, I'm wearing blue and all.
Honestly, at this speed, it looks green.
And green shifted.
Yes.
Anyway,
'Cause
looks
that's
like most
the
of the
thing.
product stuff has been done, so we could probably end the day.
Nope, the packaging is not done yet.
Packaging still isn't done yet?
Correct.
Oh my gosh.
It's almost like we should have a second packager. You know what? Let's take a look here. Is anyone here currently set to something that isn't packaging that could be good at packaging? Huh. The answer is yes. Congratulations, Claire. You've been upgraded to packaging.
How dare you?
I said upgraded.
Meow, 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 meow.
Granted, this does now mean we only have 2 people set for storage. But honestly, that's probably fine. God, I hate, when I get myself so close to the blackboard that when I close out of it, it looks like I just crashed.
Oh no, you
That
crashed your
keeps-
desktop.
It keeps jump scaring me, Claire.
Now, if you want
Meow.
a proper jump scare, you should play some Bioshock.
No. I don't want jump scares.
Yumi and Chandra should all, like... Ah, gosh, my voice. Yumi and Chandra should all get together sometime and just play Bioshock. AKA, mostly, Chandra plays it while we watch and encourage her. You remember those, like, game guidebooks? That was, like, filled with information about certain video games that have mostly become obsolete because of the internet?
You're talking like strategy guides?
Yeah, those
Strategy
things.
guides, like walkthrough ones that you can just, like, buy physical copies. I actually had a discussion with Axe a week ago about this. With him
They're nice
very
to have,
strongly
but-
defending them, and me basically saying, I mean, here's the thing. There are some that are good, but there are so many more that very much are not.
They are nice to have because they're filled with like nice pictures and stuff, and you can really get a good idea for the game. But they're basically superfluous, thanks to like the internet. And for any game that's popular enough to get a strategy guide, you could look up all the information that would be in the strategy guide online.
Yeah, well, I think the one that he was defending was the one for I think it was Final Fantasy X, It was either I think it was for 10 as that one is kind of considered, I guess, one of the most comprehensive like
So
physical strategy
anyway,
guides. What? Am I
well,
not allowed
I
to
started the
actually have an opinion?
conversation. You took it and ran away with it.
Well, yeah, because you've been talking on your own for half an hour.
Okay, whatever. Final Fantasy
Fine,
X
it
strategy
doesn't
guide that
matter
Max
anymore.
has.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I have like 3 strategy guides. I'm sure if you really think about it, you could guess at least one of the 3.
BioShock.
Yep. Do you want to take a wild stab at a second one? It is a
Oblivion.
game that we have talked about, and a game that I know we've both played more than once.
Game we've both played more than once?
Yes.
And it's not Oblivion?
Nope, not Oblivion.
Okay. Then I don't know. I don't know what other games we have both played more than once.
Pokemon. I have a Pokemon Gen 1, like, strategy guidebook, whatever.
Oh. I think I also either have or had that one.
Yeah. Big old book. I should see if I can find it somewhere. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, big
And
as in like magazine like size in terms of like height and all that.
yeah, and it's thicker than a normal magazine. It's like 2 or 3
Honestly,
magazines in thickness.
not much thicker. Maybe you have a
Um,
different one than I do.
Maybe, because mine also included Pokemon Yellow. It had like all of the Pokemon and like what TMs every Pokemon could be taught and all that.
No, yeah, mine definitely predates. I'm pretty sure mine predates Pokemon Yellow. So
Yeah, mine definitely has both. And the third one, which I don't think that you'd be able to guess, it is a game I've talked about not too long ago. But it'd be so out of the blue for you to guess it. Do you want to try?
no, just go ahead and say it.
Fable 2. I have somewhere a Fable 2 strategy guide book. I didn't get as much use out of that as the Pokemon or Bioshock ones. The Bioshock one was really nice. And the Pokemon one is also really nice. The Fable 2 one, not as much. But I think I got it like before the game actually came out. So that was fun. So I basically read up all of the stuff about the game before I ever actually played it. And I also have the sequel to... I either have Fable 3 or Bioshock 2 as well, but I'm not sure which one. Yeah, the Pokemon one... I still remember using... I should look and see if I can find these things. Oh well. Time to end the episode. Meow meow.